My name is Holly Smith, and I'm with Penn State Extension. I've been there since October of 2019, and I'm the Master Watershed Steward Coordinator for Cumberland, Franklin, and Adams counties. So what that program does is recruit volunteers throughout the communities, and the volunteers take 40 hours of training, and they learn how to do watershed education, public education, watershed stewardship throughout their own communities. And then they also take continuing education courses, and we take field excursions and do more education throughout the lifetime of when they want to be volunteering. So it is a commitment, and the folks that become Master Watershed Stewards are very committed to their communities, and particularly water in their communities. And we want to build up the capacity of our local watershed associations, teach people what it's like to be stewards of our watersheds and our waterways. Before I came to Penn State Extension, I worked for Audubon, Pennsylvania for 16 years. And the last part of that, the last 7 years or so, I ran a program at Carlisle School District that we called the Letort Stream Study Program. It was a Carlisle School District-based program, and I was the Audubon partner that helped them run their stream studies. So we took 2nd, 5th, and 7th graders out into the streams. We taught them about aquatic ecosystems and the value of riparian buffers and native plants and pollinator gardens, and did lots of on-the-ground projects and education. So that really paved the way for me to move into this position at Penn State Extension, where we're recruiting volunteers, because I also had a team of volunteers that worked for me at that program. So I've been doing this for a long time, and we recognize, and hopefully the students recognize, that when you have healthy landscapes, you have healthy waterways. So the two of them are definitely connected, and that was a lot of our take-home message, was that in order to have our healthy waterways, which we all need, we want to be able to take care of the land around the waterways and the watershed. So we won't survive without water. It's essential to human life and to all the wildlife that we share the planet with. And the magic of this position and the work that we do is that there are researchers at Penn State and other universities across the country that are working really hard to educate us, and therefore the communities, about what impairs waterways and then how we can help keep our waterways clean and improve them. So we know how many waterways in Pennsylvania are impaired, and then let's take steps to do that. But we can't do it alone. We have to have the help of property owners, municipalities, farmers, everyone that's out there on the land and using the land and disturbing the land needs to help us figure out, and we can share that information. We can help you understand that, because if we don't have our healthy waterways, we won't have insects. If we don't have insects, we don't have life. So we're definitely all connected to the small critters that live in the water. Main factors that influence waterways. Right now there's a huge focus on stormwater. So that's water that runs off of our streets and our rooftops and our sidewalks and carries all kinds of pollutants with it straight into our storm drains, which often go right into our waterways. So that's not filtered. Right now, most of it isn't filtered, and it is also not treated at any water treatment plant. So that is a big concern. We also have emerging chemicals. We also have plastics that are breaking down into microplastics. There's a lot of things that we're learning as these universities do the research. And so we receive the information, and then we can help others understand it and kind of dissect what all that means, and what does that mean for us as a consumer, as a resident, and as a person who really wants a healthy world for our children and grandchildren. So I'm really excited about the Connecting Us All series, and I applaud Bosler for pulling us all together. There are a lot of partners that are getting ready to present their expertise at this series. a lot of fun field trips. I'm really hoping that folks come away with 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 little things that they can do to help keep our waterways clean, and then see the value in that. Maybe we reduce the amount of lawn that's in our space. Maybe we pick up trash when we encounter it safely, safely pick up trash when we encounter it. Maybe we get involved in the Master Watershed Stewards and learn how to plant trees and educate others on home stormwater management on a small scale, help municipalities with their education and stormwater management as well. Maybe it's a better way of shopping and paying attention to what you're putting in your canvas bag at the grocery store. And so hopefully those little behavior changes, they all add up to something that's much bigger and much more meaningful and much more impactful. So in learning about watersheds and ecosystems and aquatic life, there are so many resources online and at the libraries. For a couple, definitely check out Penn State Extension, the Master Watershed Steward program, or if you really prefer gardening, the Master Gardener program. We also have a future Master Watershed Steward program for young people. There's macroinvertebrates.org is a great website to learn about what's living in our streams. The Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection has a great story map also about life in our streams. I think once we start to understand those tiny little organisms that live there and rely on the health of the landscape around it, then we really start to pay attention to our impact and how we all fit into that big picture.